watching Shift Path, and what you're about to see could be the beginning of a serious shakeup in the American electric SUV market. Imagine a vehicle with the presence of a G-Wagen, the luxury of a Range Rover, and the forward-thinking electric vision of Tesla, all wrapped into a single bold statement from a brand most Americans barely had on their radar. This is the Genesis X Gran Equator Concept, an all-electric luxury off-roader that just might be the most unexpected EV challenger of the year. So why should you care? Because if this thing makes it to production, it could change the game for how we see electric SUVs built for American roads and American lifestyles. Let's start with the design. From the moment you lay eyes on it, the X Gran Equator demands attention. This is not some anonymous crossover. This is a rolling sculpture. The front lighting signature is clean and horizontal. Sharp LED lines frame the face, giving it a distinct and instantly recognizable look. The silhouette is long with a strong cabrioleward stance, almost like a luxury shooting brake lifted for the trail. The proportions are bold and broad, with massive 24-inch beadlock wheels that scream capability, yet it all remains cohesive and elegant. There's no excessive ornamentation, just carefully sculpted bodywork that balances refinement with aggression. Color choices shown in New York leaned toward sophisticated matte finishes, deep metallic blues and rich satin grays that reflect Genesis's upscale ambitions. Roof rails are integrated into the body with minimal drag, and the split tailgate suggests practical loading for gear or groceries. One detail that stood out for individual moonroofs, flooding the interior with natural light and enhancing that open road vibe Americans love. You can tell Genesis isn't just designing for Seoul or Berlin. They're thinking Rocky Mountains and Pacific Coast Highway. Now step inside. The cabin takes a big breath and dials it all back. No giant vertical screens or cluttered interfaces. Here instead, the interior feels calm, deliberate, even a little nostalgic. There are 2 rows of analog-inspired dials that nod to classic film cameras. It's retro, but not dated. A tactile interface in the world that's gone full touchscreen. American buyers expect space and comfort, and Genesis seems to understand that the seats are wide and supportive, with a layout that prioritizes both the driver's focus and the family's comfort. You're not squeezed in, you're embraced, and with the light pouring in from above, it feels less like an SUV and more like a luxury lounge on wheels. The tech layout is where things get really interesting. Instead of overwhelming the driver with displays, Genesis has opted for a cleaner dashboard, still digital but subtle. You get the info you need when you need it, no more, no less. Steering design is futuristic, but functional controls are thoughtfully placed, and voice integration feels like it's built to understand natural American phrasing. No robotic commands, just talk, and it responds. Smartphone connectivity is seamless. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are on board, of course, but Genesis is also leaning into cloud services so you can move playlists, navigation routes, even vehicle settings between your phone and your car. The audio system, a critical feature for American commuters and road trippers alike, delivers deep, rich sound with studio-like clarity. Whether you're stuck in LA traffic or cruising Route 66, it's an experience now. Let's talk performance. While Genesis hasn't released full specs yet, we can make a few educated guesses based on what we know. This concept is built to compete with the big dogs. Think Rivian R1S. Think Mercedes EQG. That means dual motor or even tri-motor setups are likely. Expect horsepower well north of 500 and acceleration in the sub-4-second range. What matters more for the American driver though is range and comfort. We're talking big country, long drives, multiple climates. So we expect a battery pack capable of 300 plus miles, With ride quality tuned for both freeway smoothness and off-road chops, Genesis is already known for quiet cabins. So it's safe to assume the Gran Equator will be whisper quiet at 80 miles per hour on I-95 with adaptive dampers, air suspension and smart drivetrain response that adjusts to road conditions automatically. Handling should be confident, stable and refined enough to make even the longest commutes feel easy. Energy efficiency will be key. Genesis has been investing in next-gen battery tech, and while official numbers aren't out, we'd expect 800-volt architecture for faster charging. That means up to 350 kilowatt fast charging capability. Plug in at an Electrify America station, grab a coffee, and you're back on the road in under 20 minutes. Home charging, which matters more to most American EV owners, should be supported with Level 2 compatibility out of the box, with smart charging options to sync with time of use rates in states like California or Texas. Safety is another area where Genesis doesn't cut corners. Expect full NHTSA compliance, 5-star crash performance, and a suite of advanced driver assistance features. Think adaptive cruise lane, keep collision avoidance, blind spot cameras, the usual checklist, but executed with the same calm and intuitive flow we've seen in the GV70 and GV80 EVSO. Where does all that leave us? The Genesis X Gran Equator concept is still just that, a concept, but if this design reaches production, even at 80%, it could be a serious contender in the American luxury EV market. Pros: stunning and distinctive design, spacious premium interior built for American needs, tech that respects the user, not overwhelms them, likely strong performance and fast charging, real thought given to practicality and outcomes. It's a concept, so availability and final specs are unknown. Genesis brand recognition is still growing in the US, and it'll face stiff competition from Rivian, Lucid, Tesla, and legacy brands like Mercedes and Land Rover. So, who is this for? This is for the American driver who wants to go electric without going anonymous, someone who craves both design and substance, luxury without pretension, and an SUV that can handle the beach, the mountains, and the daily grind with equal confidence. If you've been waiting for a reason to look beyond the usual electric suspects, the Genesis X Gran Equator concept might just be your next shift in perspective. This is Shift Path, and we'll see you on the road ahead.